Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Buddies on Buddies, the show with two real life buddies talking about buddy action comedy movies. I'm Kenny Lane.
I'm Lucas Hill of the Genuine Jerks fame.
Yeah, mega fame, actually, I would say.
Oh, you would say mega fame? Yeah, maybe you're right.
Yeah, you're mega famous compared to me. I was not famous at all.
Everybody's
Locally.
You were locally famous.
Yeah, big deal around here.
You are the king of Long Beach, Washington.
Ah, thank you. Thanks. Really, that means a lot,
Yeah, well, I mean, you deal a lot of crystal meth up there,
Yeah. They don't call me Mama Meth for nothing,
That would be so funny to discover if I went to visit you.
Yeah, it's like fucking Walter White. It's like Kenny? Oh, shit. Yeah.
What the fuck are we doing here? What's going on? Why is everybody listening to this? Why do we have so many? It's blowing up.
So many fans around the world. It's blowing up. We went from 4 subscribers to 45 subscribers. You can't fucking handle it.
I don't know what's going on. It's wild. Wild.
Yeah. Taking America and the world by storm, this show.
Kenny, who are we?
Why do you always insist about us giving our introductions? Do every podcast people do this every week? They explain who the fuck they are. Who cares? It's just two fucking guys talking about dumb old movies. Like,
see, this is the reason.
Do I have to give my fucking
this is the
blood type and all this other shit in this crap? Okay, like why?
Calm down. Your libertarian roots are starting to show. Look, all I'm saying is, first of all, why are you judging us compared to other podcasts? I want to know who we are. I think everybody deserves to know that every time they listen in.
Well, okay. Well, who are you, Lucas?
I'm Lucas Hill. I'm a fucking movie buff. I'm a fucking reader of scripts. I am a aging LA talent.
Yeah.
And who the fuck are you?
According to Lucas and Megan, I'm a lot like George Costanza from Seinfeld, because we've been watching Seinfeld lately. And she was like, George, he is just like you. And I was like, Lucas would love that. Love that you said that.
What's funny is you're literally dressed like him right now.
Am I? This is a George Costanza outfit? Does he wear?
Yeah, sure. Shut the fuck up. This is your problem. You're too much like George Costanza. We were having a good time.
Yeah.
And you became George Costanza all over again. So what's been going on with you in your life?
I was on jury duty this last week. That was cool. Yeah, first trial they've had here in Long Beach since quarantine. So, of course, it was a fishing crime. 75-year-old man was accused of snagging, which is an arrestable crime up here apparently. So, are you familiar with snagging?
Is snagging when you use the hook and then try to snag the fish instead of actually?
It doesn't bite your lure. You try to hook it like on its side or its tail. It's illegal because it fucks up the fish.
How the fuck do you enforce that?
Well, if you catch someone in doing it, like if someone foul hooks a fish, accidentally hooks a fish on its side or something, or its tail or something, and you release it, it's called a foul hook. But if you're out there doing it and a fishing game guy spots you doing it, then that's illegal because you can harm lots of fish doing that.
Fascinating,
especially in these stocking pools anyway. But yeah.
Now hold on. Are you allowed to talk about the trial? Or is
now I can, yeah. If it was still going, I couldn't, but I can talk about it now, yeah.
Okay, so give us the scoop because we can't wait to hear.
Here's the scoop. I know you can't wait to hear this one. It was kind of funny because we went back and after they, we deliberated. Everyone was back there like, well, I've got, reasonable doubt. I've got, everyone's like innocent. So then it turned into like 12 angry men in reverse, where I just started like slowly convincing everybody that he was guilty. I was like standing up, doing a present, like going, like doing all this stuff.
Slam the knife down on the table, like it's a hook.
Yeah. Boom! I found this other thing, which I always thought that part of 12 Angry Men was stupid anyway, because you're not allowed to bring in outside evidence as a fucking juror and put it in the middle of the table. I found this, like.
Hey,
anyway,
continue your story. Sorry.
Well, anyway, that's about it. But then I ended up voting begrudgingly not guilty, just because it was this old man's.
Because it's stupid.
Stupid. What's
What
stupid?
What do you have a jury? What's the fine for this? For hooking?
What's that?
What's the fine for him?
They came to his house. They came to his house and arrested him.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. We didn't get to know what the sentencing would be because they said us like that was part of the jury. It was like, could you vote guilty or not guilty, not knowing what this sentence is going to be?
I like that tuna fish companies are dredging up the bottom of our fucking ocean and murdering everything.
Yeah.
Old man's hooking fish, and like I know what the punishment is for actually hooking, but hooking fish, it's just absolute bullshit. Like whatever, as long as everybody's having fun.
There's a lot of like fishing things you can't do as far as like chumming, can't do that. You can't fish without a net unless you're a Native American and stuff like that. So there's a lot of like things to protect the fish. They don't get over caught.
Fucking bumblebee like just ripping the planet open and taking everything they can get out of it.
Right. The main thing I had to vote not guilty was because the cops, these fishing game guys, fucking saw him do it, and they didn't feel like walking back 500 feet to their car to write him a ticket or arrest him. So they told him that we're not going to do anything and we're going to let you go. He said fine, and then the next day they changed their minds, sent him a fucking fine in the mail, and then they asked some other guys out to his house to arrest him.
So here's a problem with what I just want to ask you where you stand on this, because this is where I have a problem with our justice system. It's like the rule of the law. It's the same thing with the Constitution, blah, blah, blah. But it's everything's so much more nuanced than that. Where do you stand on that? Are you like, I'm just going to follow the rule of the law and that's going to be the justice for this guy? Or are you going to be like, well, I want to, or are you ignorant?
Well,
I just don't know.
I don't even know what the fuck the question is, really. I think it's basically, if I for nuance, I guess, yeah. Am I also for our Bill of Rights? Yes. Like what? I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. You should never be a lawyer, ever. Are we for laws or are we for nuance? Which is it?
Are we getting drinks after this?
Yeah.
Or am I going by myself again? What did we watch this week?
This week we are covering Outrageous Fortune from 1987, directed by Arthur Hiller and starring Bette Midler and Shelley Long.
Great. And before we get into that, is there anything you watched since then that you want to talk about?
Oh yeah, I watched a couple of things.
Boy, here we go.
Yeah, boy, here we go. I watched American Underdog. You know that one?
No, not sounds. What is it?
It's the Kurt Warner story, but starring the guy from Shazam.
Oh yeah, I love Kurt Warner as a Cardinals fan.
But
I was really
to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's just, and I love him, but I hear it's just Christian, like a faith-based movie, right?
Are you against faith-based movies, Lucas? What's your beef with that?
Well, anybody who follows any type of organized religion's a fucking idiot.
Mm-hmm.
And I have no respect.
Glad we got that on the air.
There goes my political career.
Yeah. Bring on the hate mail.
All the great auteurs of filmmaking love to make faith-based movies. Yeah, so I'm just.
Well, Scorsese made Last Temptation of Christ, and everyone loved it. Especially the Catholic Church.
Anyway, what did you think of that?
I thought it was okay. I thought it was fine. They don't really lay on the Christian, stuff that much. Not that I'd be against it, because I'm a Christian. I have a heart and I care about people, and I have a soul, unlike some people.
Let me say what I watched.
Well, hold on. I didn't finish my thought of fucking American Underdog.
You were talking about it. It's done.
You cut me off when I started talking about Christian values, which you don't have. That's why you hate to hear it. Anyway, can I continue real fast?
Yeah. Okay. What do you think I'm quiet for?
Well, quietly judging me from your mountain of hate. But I would say if you like. Hey, God was really into judgment, man. I'm just following his.
Yeah. Oh, God's cool with it, but I can't. Whatever, dude.
Yeah. Oh, God can do it, but I can't, huh?
All right. So, can you love the Christian movie? What did I watch?
I didn't love it. Hold on, Jesus Christ! Can I just say what I liked? Well, I said if you like Kurt Warner, fine. If you like those, cheesy, corny, based on true story football movies like Remember the Titans or Rudy, which I don't think you like either one of those. So I would say you avoid this movie. But anybody else out there, it's fine. Go for it.
And I love sports movies. I love sports.
Just get to what you want to your things you want to talk about, Lucas.
Well, the ones I want to talk about, I watched a bunch, but a couple Thor: Love and Thunder. I'm gonna go fast here. Liked it more than I thought.
No.
It was pretty annoying with the screaming goats, and they're not as funny as they think they are. Love and Mercy, I rewatched. Love that movie. I really like it, especially. I wish it focused on the music making instead of the later in life stuff with John Cusack. What do you have something to say on that one? You seem like
well, this one, the Kurt Warner one, and Love and Mercy. I like Love and Mercy. I thought it was a pretty good, biopic as far as those go. John Cusack looks nothing like Brian Wilson, and this guy too looked nothing like Kurt Warner. I think to me, it's like that really throws me off when they don't look or sound or anything like the subject.
As long as they embody it, and I heard on Love and Mercy, like John Cusack got a lot of flack for the way he was acting, but I guess that's pretty much exactly how Brian Wilson was at that time.
Maybe, but if you just don't look anything like that person, it always throws me off.
Yeah, a little. Like, I probably shouldn't be in the Danny DeVito biopic, but to a certain extent, I'm fine with just letting the actor embody the character.
I suppose you're okay with a Black Little Mermaid too, huh?
We'll talk about that later, off the air. Rewatch This Is 40. Watch This Is 40. I like that. There was
a good one, yeah.
Really some jarring editing choices, and also, man, I must be 26 if that's 40, because those people were rich and doing a lot of important things.
So This Is 40, our huge house in the hills and our careers. It's like, was that 40? Did I miss that?
And then I saw Nope. Sorry, I had a lot this week. Yeah.
No, how was Nope?
Oh, you haven't seen it?
No.
I
want you though.
No spoilers. I'm not going to say anything much. It was good. My notes were it was good, solid, but it wasn't this groundbreaking piece of cinema. Okay. I think that he gets this, it's like in my Shyamalan, where everything he does is like groundbreaking or whatever. Like, it's a good, solid movie. There's not much more to say about it than that, but it's not, oh my God, you have to see his new piece. It's just, it's a fucking movie.
All right. Well, it's a fucking movie. That was, Lucas says,
look, it's a fucking movie. I'm like the radio movie critic.
Well, one guy was that guy from that boy band. I forget what his name is, but he was promoting a movie recently at like some film festival, and he said like, what I like about this movie is that it feels like a movie.
It really feels like you're watching 24 frames per second.
Yeah, and there's a character and actors, and
it's like a collection of pictures, 24 of them per second, with some audio overlay.
Mm-hmm.
And you're watching it
in your home, projected on a screen. That's what I like about this particular movie.
It's a good bit.
Yeah.
All right. So the movie we watched was Outrageous Fortune. I have a Hollywood story real quick. It has nothing to do with anything. Should I just get this out of the way?
Can we talk about the Little Mermaid casting afterwards?
Yeah. Oh, we're going to be talking about that.
Sure, go ahead.
This is really small, but I took my dog for a walk, and what's her name? Courtney Whitney, the stand-up comedian.
Oh,
God, fuck me.
Whitney Cummings?
Yes, Whitney Cummings. Like, can I say hi to your dog? Because it was like by her house, So we live in apartments that are right next to multi-million-dollar homes,
Yeah. She's a good-looking lady, that Whitney Cummings too.
Yeah, she was. And
ouch! This is 40. Hello.
Yeah, well, you must have saw the same movie I saw. No, I'm kidding. She was lovely. She's like, "Can I say hi to your dog?" She have a beautiful dog. I was like, well, he's really, energetic. And then she took a couple steps. My dog, and she scurried away. I was like, I'm sorry. No, it's my fault. It's my fault. She was very nice. That's my Hollywood story. Not much of one.
Wow.
Yeah. You moved to the wrong part of the country, my friend.
I used to have all sorts of stories like that. Like, hey, I saw Tim Robbins at a cafe outside on his cell phone. What happened? You say that? No. It's like, that's the story.
It's a great story.
Yeah.
Outrageous Fortune. You want to give the plot? I think it's my turn, though.
It's your turn to give a plot. Go for it. Two aspiring actresses discover they've been romantic with the same man
who turns out to be a career criminal, and he flees, and they, for some fucking reason, set out to chase him down.
Yeah. So what did you overall think of Outrageous Fortune?
I didn't mind it that much at all. Aside from a lot of the forced bullshit, the premise is really flimsy. The fact that these two women, we're sleeping with the same man. And he escaped from the law and everything. Let's team up and go find him. What the fuck? You move on with your life. It's like, it's so, and not only just team up to go find him, they commit felonies. They get on the planes. They drink. They don't even know each other. They don't like each other. It was all bullshit. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
Well, what's going to happen when they both meet? They're both convinced that they're going to win his love back, and he's obviously shady, and he's been cheating on both of them with each other. And so I don't get that angle. They both, for a long the movie, they're like both like when we meet up, he's gonna
it was one line like we'll make him choose. Yeah, and that's this is the definition of a flimsy premise, because I didn't buy it for a second.
I don't think it was that flimsy. Maybe it's just not it's hard to buy. It's hard to
Well, that's what I mean by flimsy premise. Yeah. It's this premise is on shaky grounds. They're just trying to get these two actresses together.
Yeah, I didn't think the story was that bad. I thought it was like a fine jumping off point. But I just it's hard to buy these women would both go after their boyfriend who was cheating on him across country and getting all this crazy hijinks and shit.
Here's the thing, off the top of my head, I'm like, he could have just stolen two important things that are important to each of them. He could have been a jewel thief, He could have stolen a locket and a ring. So they want to get it's anything's better than that bullshit.
Well, I don't know. I enjoyed this movie. I thought it was actually pretty good, surprisingly. I think
I was entertained.
I was entertained. I thought the leads were fun. I am actually a little surprised though at how forgotten this movie is. I've big movie buff. I've read a lot about old movies. I've never heard anyone bring this movie up, and it's surprising because it got decent reviews. It was a decent box office hit at the time. You got Bette Midler and stuff in it. Have you ever heard anybody bring this movie up ever?
No. Another Hollywood story.
Here we go.
Here we go. Chelsea Handler. No.
I was going in the bathroom. She was coming out of the unisex bathroom.
I remember this. I remember this movie from. I remember the movie poster, and I thought it was a Shirley MacLaine movie where based on her mom, where she's the mother actress.
Oh, Postcards from the Edge.
Yeah, I thought this was what that was. I was talking to an executive. His name is Jack Kleeman, a very good executive. Last I heard he was running. Anyway. He's like, no, that's not it. That's not the poster for Postcards from the Edge. I was like, I'm pretty sure.
It's them wearing sunglasses.
He's like, He's like, no, that's not it. He's like, it's Outrageous Fortune. Knew it off the top of his head. And I felt really humble. Anyway, it has a really slow first act. We don't even know what it's the acting class. We don't even know what the movie's about.
Yeah. I was wondering if this is this an action movie? Is this going to qualify? I think it does by the end, but I was the first I was like, does this have any action in it? I don't know.
To the point where it's almost detriment. You don't even know what genre we're living in, because it's we have these two rival actors in an acting class. Mm-hmm. There's no action in it. They both fall in love with Peter Coyote. Great name, by the way. Yeah. But it's I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah. Well, I think though it gives them some fun things. Just having them being actresses, they have to act their way out of a lot of situations. Kind of reminded me of Team America, And the airport stuff is you can always date a movie pre 9/11 to post 9/11 when you see the airport scene about they go up to this crazy fucking thing we need to get on this plane right away and blah blah blah. And I love those scenes where that was the biggest pile of bullshit I've ever heard. It deserves a ticket, they let them on those scenes are great.
Now let me ask you something. No, before I get into this, actually, Shelley Long is genuinely funny in this. When she's not being Diane, she's Diane the whole time. Mm-hmm. But when she's playing the tough guy at the drug dealer's place and stuff, I thought she was really funny.
I think both of these actresses are very appealing. I
Oh,
think they
you
both
don't know.
gave fun
Hold on,
performances.
You don't
Yeah,
have to tell me anything about
yeah,
Barbara Streisand. I know what Barbara
yeah.
Streisand is. She's a
That's not Barbara
fucking
Streisand. That's
genuine.
Bette Midler, man.
Oh no.
Yeah, but
No.
anyway, yeah.
No, but Shelley
But
Long
no,
was
I
really
think
good.
yeah.
I never really liked her. She's
Mhm.
Diane and everything. She's really good in this.
Yeah, it is one of those like behind the scenes things. Apparently, they hated each other. Apparently, most people hate Bette Midler that have worked with Bette Midler.
Not Bette
Like they
Midler,
like
Shelley Long. They hate Shelley
well,
Long.
both of them, both
Oh,
of them.
okay.
Like if you read the trivia and like all the other Bette Midler like stuff, like James Caan during that movie For the Boys, like during the press tour, he talked about how much he hated her. Like usually they wait till after the movie comes out. He
Right.
was like openly talking about like, what do you think? What was like working with Bette Midler?
Yeah, that
She's
Prince
dumb.
James Caan, like he has a
Yeah,
reputation.
yeah. He's a real lovely, guy. He's like said like, she's dumber than my dog. Like, just not holding back at all.
Well, I researched that too. Like the Cheers cast hated Shelley Long, couldn't stand her.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
would show up late, and she blamed it on her costuming. And then
Uh-huh.
I was like, because I watched Cheers a couple times.
Mhm.
I mean, the
What,
entire
she's wearing really
series a couple times. Yeah, she's just
Yeah.
wearing little blouses and stuff like anybody
She's not
would
wearing
wear.
elaborate costumes like Queen Elizabeth or something. Yeah, it's just
My
I've
mom.
read like the whole cast did not like her. So you have these two women, and apparently they did not get along during this movie at all either. But their chemistry is good though. The whole thing, I thought you bought that whole like they don't like each other, and then by the end you believe them as friends and stuff. I
Yeah.
like the buddies in this one, but yeah, apparently they just didn't like each other at all.
Really, side note, I hate the trope, and I've talked about it with my wife before, but when someone
Uh-huh.
has sex and they come in the next day and
Uh-huh.
someone goes,
Uh-huh.
"You've had sex." Is that real?
Yeah.
Is that like a thing?
Has anyone ever said that to you the next day? Like nothing else ever said that to me. Like, you look like you've had sex. Like what?
You've been
Why?
broken.
Yeah.
Well, why do they keep using it? Why does it? Whatever. Is that a thing women do? Do women know if a woman's had sex?
I don't know. Did Mary watch this movie with you? Did
She
like
did.
did she did? I thought this is one that
She hates
yeah.
it too. Yeah, not the movie. She hates that trope.
Trope. Well, Megan watched this one. It was one of the few ones I kind of wanted. I thought Megan might check out because there's two women, but it's kind of not very typical, I guess. And she liked it. She thought it was good too. So I think it does. It's a pretty good movie, I say, as far as these go. I'm just surprised it's so fucking forgotten. Even shit like Troop Beverly Hills, like that Shelley Long movie has a little cult following, and this is better than that.
It's remembered because it's so bad, though. This isn't bad enough to have.
I don't
a
think
cult
so.
following. Well, we're not.
I think
gonna
Troop
watch
Beverly
that
Hills
shit.
is remember because like nostalgia purposes, because like little girls in LA and stuff are into it.
The racism in this movie is next level. Like
George Carlin as the Native American.
not even that. They go into the black neighborhood. She goes, "I haven't seen a white guy in a while."
Yeah.
Holy shit! Like,
Yeah,
oh my
yeah.
god! Great to see Robert Pastorelli.
Uh-huh.
You're always welcome. Blah blah blah. The action sucks. The action's not any good at all. Like,
It's not. I mean, it's not really an action. I mean, the last like 20 minutes, it makes up for it. It's like an action. It's a whole action set piece thing. But like, yeah, it's not like I wouldn't say like the action scenes are like, wow, those are cool action sequences. Yeah,
it's literally 2 foot chases, and then all of a sudden they're in the cliffs or the canyon, and she's jumping off animated rocks and shit.
Yeah, which are not there.
Yeah, I like how you said that. Yeah, they're completely.
Yeah. I like. Well, I just think her the big ballerina, like jump payoff thing. I think that was, that was fun.
I like how the guy was shot twice and they didn't take him to the hospital. He's literally like shot twice.
Yeah.
Like, take him to the next set piece.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's been if Coyote. Oh yeah, fucking
What's
Coyote
your-
has this little knife. Oh, if he
yeah.
the whole movie
A
would be
switchblade.
done.
It's like. Yeah, it's like, so, it looks like I have to take care of you two myself. And they're like in an open running like area. It's not like he has them cornered in like a, closet or something. It's just like, switch, like, they fucking bail, it's like, yeah, like what was his plan? Like now I got, he's already like injured. He's going to like try to chase them down with his stupid switchblade. And how many times, like this, like George Harrison, I think was stabbed like 28 times or something. And he lived. Like I think
George
it's
Harrison?
not easy. Yeah, it's not easy to just like stab someone and they literally die. Even though also like James Bond and Hitchcock movies, someone takes a knife to the back and they like die instantly.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to test that theory, but yeah.
I've always wondered about this. I just need some volunteers. Like,
yeah, the Four Fingers thing was insane. I mean, Four Fingers was the name of the little canyon, whatever you call them.
yeah.
It was fucking silly as fuck. Whatever.
Yes, very silly.
But there were no wasted moments to the point of it being predictable. Like with her dancing like that, every little thing comes back. You know.
One thing I noticed is when Bette Midler, like, there's a scene where she's just like there's a motorcycle, and it's like one of those two, and they just jump on it and they just like start riding. Her character does not strike me as the type that would just know how to, jump on a big motorcycle like that and just ride it. Like, it reminded me of like in like James Bond, or this, like he'll just get in a forklift and just go. like in people in movies, it's almost like cliche where they can operate any vehicle. Anyway, they can jump in a tank, they can jump in like a little like backhoe or whatever. They can just anything, just skip and go.
What would happen if you jumped on a motorcycle? Would you be able to ride a motorcycle?
I'd be shitting my pants and I crashed. Like that's a scene from Pee-wee's Big Adventure, like they would slap me on the back and then I just run right into a billboard and you go to the hospital.
My first time on a motorcycle, we had a friend who had a motorcycle. This is when we did a lot of meth back in those days. I used to do a lot of drugs.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I was like getting on the back, and it was my first time really on a motorcycle because I've never been on a motorcycle. And I was like grabbing him really hard. He's like, dude, don't grab me so hard. Like, yeah. And like I wanted to
shut up.
I felt like a pussy at the same time. I was not gonna quit grabbing him as hard as I was grabbing him. So I was so scared.
Have you driven a motorcycle? Can you ride a motorcycle?
I can't ride a motorcycle. No.
Yeah,
I can ride most trucks except for semis.
Anytime I can drive a pickup truck, but I can't drive a motorcycle or a backhoe or a submarine or a boat or
golf carts. I can handle.
Yes. Yeah. Go-karts I can handle.
Go-karts. Pretty mean on a go-kart.
Go-karts. A tractor, no.
No.
No. Don't try. And that's about it.
And if you're on a motorcycle, I'm not very good passenger on the back.
Yes.
So what would you say? How did this movie make you feel? Do you like this movie? Did you like?
I liked it. I thought it was enjoyable. Like I said, I like 80s buddy action comedy movies, and I thought this one moved along at a decent pace. Yeah, the first act's kind of slow, but I thought the cast was good. I thought the buddies were good. It's kind of refreshing to see a ladies one. It's two women. So yeah, overall, I liked it. I give it like 4 out of 5 probably. How about you?
I give it. You're more generous with your ratings. I give it 3 out of 5. Yeah. It's a 3 out of 5 buddy action comedy movie, and probably a 2.5 out of 5 movie. Kind of a little underrated, and you're right. It should be talked about slightly more.
Yeah. Just why do you think it's so forgotten? I don't know. It's so weird.
Because it's competent enough not to be interesting, and not good enough to be interesting. So it's in this no man's land of forgotten or own.
I think it's like one of those movies you rent and then you enjoy and you never think about again.
Yeah. The most thing I take away from it's what imparted me on my soul is that Shelley Long had really good comedic chops. When she's playing the tough guy, like that really blew me. Like I was like, she's really funny. I've seen a lot of female actresses in my trepses through, hell. I fucking saw Whitney Cummings today.
Yeah.
She's talented, and I get why she was such a sought after actress in that era. I never really got it before because I grew up with her and I was like, that's fucking Diane. She sucks. But she's actually really talented.
Well, I mean, I always thought she was good on Cheers, and she does kind of do the same kind of prissy kind of character every time. But she's a great good comedic actress. It's funny that like for a while, like her and David Caruso were like the go-to examples of people that left hit TV shows to go on a movie career, and then that didn't go anywhere. But at least she was in, like, David Caruso was in like kind of 3 bombs in a row, whereas this one was a pretty decent one. It did made some money, I guess. I guess when it opened like at 6 million, it was the biggest Touchstone release they've ever had. Which it's hard to believe a movie at making 6 million on a weekend would be like your biggest movie a studio's ever had. But
Yeah, she
that
had
was
three.
back in '87.
She had 3 hits before she left Cheers, and then she didn't have anything after that.
Yeah.
It's not like she was.
Oh, really?
The waters were tested. Like she had already had some success. And of course, Barbara Streisand's phenomenal. She's always phenomenal. I
Bette Midler, man, it's not Barbara Streisand.
Anything Barbara Streisand does, I know what I'm talking about.
Yes, of course, yeah.
Bette Midler did do all her, or insisted on doing all her own stunts, which I think is hilarious and awesome.
They always say that. That seems like a press release thing that they roll out with. I'll believe Jackie Chan. I will not believe everyone says like, and I did all my own stunts. Really, you were hanging off that cliff there, Bette Midler? Sure.
Has anybody done a bit where it's the character is Jackie Chan's stunt guy? He's all just like all fucked up.
Yeah. She's like, that was me. God damn it.
Yeah, I like how he's like a New Jersey guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we did the ratings. What did you learn? Did you say what you learned?
Oh, what did I learn about this movie? I learned that if you have 2 movies made in a year term, like the writer Leslie Dixon, if you get 2 off, you will later have a nice office at Fox Studios. Because I looked her up and I remember delivering packages to her when I worked at Fox. I remember the name Leslie Dixon. Take this to her office. She had this in Overboard, like 2 movies that were produced, like boom, boom. Then she became this like huge like script doctor after that.
That's all it takes. They say it's all it takes is one hit.
Just get 2 big movies produced by 2 studios. All it takes. It's easy as pie. Yeah.
And then it's a cakewalk, baby. It's easy as a pie, and then it's a cakewalk.
Yeah. Speaking of cakewalks, Little Mermaid, black gal cast as Ariel. What do you think about that, Luke?
I mean, I don't think anything about it. I think that's fine.
You don't have an opinion about this?
My opinion on a Disney movie? No.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on it?
How much time you got? Fuck. Actually,
I have 7 minutes.
7 minutes. Here we go. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, you cut me off. There, you cut me off right there.
I know you did. That's why I'm not doing it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that if you're a grown adult and that you give a shit about the Little Mermaid casting, you probably have some fucking issues. I do think that I'm starting to think that studios just kind of do this shit. Like I've seen both like the left and right like posts like this. They find like random weirdos on Twitter saying crazy shit, and they'll use that as like, this is what the other side's saying, by like Joe Blow, some fucking idiot in his basement, or it could be a troll account. Who gives a shit? But like taking random weirdos on Twitter and just post it like this is what people are saying, I think is a kind of a dumb thing. I think the studio might be trying to just draw up controversy, aka publicity, for this fucking movie.
It's free publicity, exactly.
It's free publicity. Yeah. So I do think if there are people out there that are upset about this, you need to get a fucking life. And like here, I don't like 10 years ago when that Karate Kid movie remake came out. I remember anyone giving a shit that the kid with the black. Did you remember anybody? We were like, whatever, who cares? So I don't know if this is actually a controversy or not, or what. I don't know. How about you?
Not that we need to get. No, I mean, I don't give a shit. And I think there could be right. It could be stunt casting just to get conversation stirred on like social media.
Yeah.
That's a valid point, but it's the same thing. Like that's what politics are now. It's just like it's a far left ideal, a far right ideal. They say it even though they don't believe it, and then people get all crazy about it. And even though it's really frustrating to see people I know and respect fall into like, can you believe what she or he said?
He said, yeah. It's like they're leaning in. Those guys are leaning into it just so people will get upset and say stuff, and they don't fucking probably even believe they're not that left or that right. And if they are, they're usually the same kind of fucking extremist people, So yeah, it's who like you said, who can buy any of that shit these days, or if people even care,
No one cares. I don't.
Yeah.